Hey guys, and welcome back to Hello, my name is Alex. Always good to see you guys. Today, as always, we look at business strategies and ideas that you can approach. One thing I want to walk through, and you guys are already well of it, is there is a one common theme, and this is different to digital products. This is more buying the physical things, in this case, businesses. Is it smarter to, one, start from scratch, or two, buy a franchise, or three, go into a friendship group and whatever you want to do? But what is the best approach? The thing is, in the end of the day, there's no real one true way. However, to save you expenses, costs, headaches, all the dramas that are involved, and that you do have some bank, but you won't thinking what to do with it, is actually to go into a franchise or to at least get into a business that's already well established. Now, there's reasons for this. Reality is this. We all come in with the mindset of getting rich, making money fast, passive income, ways to hustle. We come within that mind frame because we have family duties, our responsibilities to ourselves. We have kids, or we may have people who are disabled, or the elderly. We have many reasons to try to strive to reach this goal and to make success within this goal. And it's difficult. It's difficult. It's never an easy path. There's no easy way. And I say this a lot. I stress this a lot as well. Is that you may find a lot of people online talk about success, and you might find a lot of people saying, "I made this much every day and did this and whatever." Okay, great. You did that. Great job. However, the truth be said, it's a grind. It was hard, and there's a lot of struggles. Reality is, I don't promise any of that because they shouldn't be saying that. Reality is, the majority of people, even though you may follow the same business strategies, goals, and ideas, what's really going to come from it is that you're only going to make a few dollars, a few $100s and whatnot, and you may slowly build eventually into something that does well. But an early creator like yourself, someone who's just stepping into find ideas and goals, be realistic here. If someone says, "I made millions of dollars here, follow my strategy. I made thousands of dollars, follow my strategy." No, go forward with a peace of mind that it's a strategy you can take on, but it doesn't mean it's best suited for you. It doesn't mean you're going to do the same type of English. It doesn't mean you should quit your job and go, "Hell no, this is a great idea, you should jump into it." That's not the way you should approach it. That's not how you do it, guys. And I don't want you to feel fooled by them because there are a lot of people who do that. There's too many people. I come from a grounding area where I never promise you riches. I don't, because I don't know where you're coming from. I don't know your circumstances, and I don't know where the reality of your finances or where you're stepping into. I don't know, and that's the reality of I don't know. But I will promise you some strategies and approaches, and I can promise you to make some money, and that hopefully will lead to generate you more income. And if it builds into something that generates you something that you can quit your job, not only will I be happy for you, but I'll love one day for you to reach out, tell me your story, and then we can share it together. Because your story means a lot. It means it worked out, And I just find that common ground that too many of the YouTubers out there, the ones who are doing well and they share their success stories and stuff, they forget their roots, they forget where other people are coming from and other people are trying to strive to get there too, because there's a lot of people who struggle out there. We live in a world and society where it's hard living. I live in Australia, and I live in Australia in Sydney. It's getting hard to live here. Expenses are high, hard to rent, hard to buy, and people are moving further away. I mean, there's even whispers in the air that, Sydney eventually would be a place that no one can live here unless you're a trust fund baby or have big income to spend. If not, you're going to be living in the country. You're going to live really far away from the city, and that's most of my friends and family. And when I talk to my son and his kids and his friends, their families are moving away because it's unaffordable. And this story is very common to a lot of places out there. You may be in the same position as I am, and you know how that feels. So you're trying to find strategies out there to grow your income, to build your family up, and to give them the life they need and the life that you want. And I get that. But just know that when you go out there, what I'm trying to say is don't get scammed. Don't listen to every little thing you hear there. Don't take it from the face value. Just take it and see how it works for you. You can try to mimic that strategy or that platform or that idea. But if they start promising you riches and how I did this, just take the strategy. Take the strategy, take the techniques, have a go on it. But don't walk in it thinking that's going to be your final solution of getting big dollars there and your way out of things. Just take it with a grain of salt, okay? I can't. There's so many people I've seen have walked into things, thinking they're going to earn riches. I just don't want you to feel that way when you jump in to watch other people. If you're following me, this is a common thing that I try to be legitimately truthful to you, sharing my experience with you, sharing what I know and what I do, and what I've done and what I tested. I don't make riches. No, I don't. But I did make money. So these things do work. But you got to take on the strategy with a grain of salt. Just try them out. Think about what you're doing. Just be, I don't know the best way to describe this. Just don't be fooled, Don't be fooled. So here I want to walk you through for those who are actually going in to have a bit of bank, but you don't know what to do with it, but you want to grow that further. It's not bad jumping into buying a business. It's not. But you buy a business that works, because that way you're not being challenged by all the problems that come with starting a business. Because with starting a business, first of all, a lot of businesses fail in the first 3 years. We know that, right? In the first 3 years, they did all the work for you. They've already generated a particular amount of income that you expect to earn every month. They already got you the leads, they got you an area, they got you the franchise, they got the work done for you. And that's the beauty of it, because the work is done for you. But then, Alex, you're going to say, how about the ones, there's so many out there, how about the ones that I don't know what to get into? What's a good idea? And you're not wrong. There's a lot of fraudulent, really fake ass, and forgive my language, but really the ones that, have a lot of promises, but they have no names, you never heard of them before, right? There's a lot of them out, there's a lot of businesses, and frankly, there's going to be more and more businesses as we get into this market. So I want to guide you guys to a site, which is called, I have my PC open, it's called Empire Flippers. Empire Flippers is a great site, it really is. They go through all the fluff businesses, and they actually did all that work for you already. So they look at franchises and businesses that are more likely to do well and they're willing to sell. So you're not going to be fooled. I think they've been pretty good so far what they're saying here. You can be a seller or a buyer, you can choose either one. And even if you want to get into that, that's really a really good site to go into. I feel it's a bit more, less of that rubbish and not to be worried too much. So Empire Flippers is definitely good to go to. They've done the prior work for you, so that way when you scroll down, there are more businesses in areas, hopefully within your area, that you've purchased, and also in a place that's not far from you to travel, because I think it's better to be able to be in a distance from your home to your franchise, to your workplaces, and not like in another country or somewhere you can't reach. Now, I'm not against the idea if that's what you want to approach it. There's nothing wrong with that. But I think it's smarter to be kind of bring it close to home, being in areas where there's more distance. I just feel that's playing it smart. But again, your choice what you want to do. I won't make that decision for you. So Empire Flippers is a good site to go to. I highly recommend them because I've seen my friends go through this, and that's something I can approve. And you better go through the listing without needing to do all that fluff research and stuff on the other side. Still do your homework, don't get me wrong. But what I mean is that you're more likely to find a business that works better for you, for them, than if you go to a random one. Like, I think there's some like just franchisees that you can buy and sell, and there's too many no-namers. And of course, if you have the big amount of money, you can go and buy yourself a McDonald's or KFC or things like that, but you're talking the millions here, and we don't have that type of bank, you know what I mean? But if you're looking for like more like grocery stands, do your Caesar, which is less than 500,000, 250,000 or so forth, then that's more possible. And yeah, that's big money too. And that also comes down to my next story, son. I mean, if you haven't bought a home yet, it does come to the whole reality is that, are you willing to buy a business first and buy a home? You see, a common thing in Australia, our common theme here is that, we want to buy a home. We want to own our first home. We want to get our guys and our families situated in a place, and that's kind of our main goal. The American dream, they always say, is to get into a business. Now, you don't have to say it, but I grew up hearing these two things. I think the reality is that depending on where you are and how comfortable you are, buying into a business first, honestly, it's not really a bad idea. And this is why I say this. First of all, if you can rent, you are paying out someone's mortgage. That's really what it is. You're paying their pockets, you're lining up their bank, and you're making it easy for them. I get it. But when you rent, right, then you still got your first home loan. You haven't used it yet, if you haven't already, right? You haven't really fixated on anything in particular, so you still got bank coming in. And then you can use that to get your first business, either a franchise or small, whatever you want to do, and that can slowly build into more things. Now, you don't have to do that. You can take the home pathway too, and that's another story on another day, but this is more towards looking at Empire Flippers because it's a good site to buy into franchise and small businesses and why you should get into it. But yeah, there's a lot of pathways you want to take. But where I'm getting home from this episode in particular, if you have bank and you're thinking of where you want to put it next, buying your first franchise in a more safe, secure area, Empire Flippers is a good site to go to. It's a good choice to go to take a look, see for yourself. You can make your own decision. And then also buying a franchise instead of building one from scratch is the other concept idea too, because all that fluff, all that trouble is already done and dusted. You're going to a business that's already guaranteed your cost, location, your target group of people, your audience of people to come down in your area, the traffic's all sorted out. Things are done and dusted for you, and that first 3 year period, it's gone because they've already been through it and they're holding still and strong. Okay, so this is kind of what I left out with you today. Hopefully it's been useful. And as always, stay tuned to me in the next episode of Hi, my name is Alex. And because I forgot to mention this, make sure you subscribe, like, comment, everything below. It always helps a lot. Forgot to add that in the last episode, but anyway, you know what I mean. See you again, and thank you so much. Bye now.